Today, being on Monday, we major on the blue economy, and the people who are here are the ones, yani magwiji wa blue economy wako hapa ndani, and that is Kicobe. Nimeambiwa si Kicobe tena. It's Kicobe, and led by Mbwana Abdallah and also Farouk and Benta are here to discuss. Today they're not discussing about blue economy in general. We're here to discuss about career guidance on maritime training. And of course, without further ado, karibuni sana. Thank you so much for gracing our studios. May you introduce yourselves. Maybe I have not done justice, you know. Mbwana Abdallah.
My name is Mbwana Abdallah, and I'm the chairman of an NGO called Kicobe. Before that, we were a small turtle called Kicobe as an association.
Yes.
But recently, we have been registered as an NGO. It is now trading as Kicobe. We are now 5 years and 6 months old.
Hey. Yes. Farouk.
My name is Farouk Said.
Yes.
I'm a board member of Kicobe. We've been on this journey for the last 5 years. We are trying to bridge between the public and the government and to bring awareness to the people what is the whole blue economy is all about.
Okay. Benta, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Benta Auma. I am a member of Kicobe, now Kicobe. Yes, I'm here to do the awareness, just as the rest have said. We are together in this, trying to bring people on board to know more about issues of marine, and if possible, to also connect them with opportunities out there.
Okay, so when we talk about career guidance, generally, you have to start from somewhere.
Yes.
And this might be just mentoring people to maybe get into the space or understand the space. Tell me about how you've been able to, bring a mentorship program just around that.
Initially, we did a pilot project on 13th of May in the Old Town. And that mentorship brought about stakeholders from different aspects of the blue economy. There were academicians who offered careers in the blue economy. These were namely artisans, hospitality industry, and the marine. So those people came and talked about the career, what you need to choose or study to get on board the ship. Then we had people from the finance who came to talk about how you're going to study. Watu wengi majumbani hawana pesa ya kusoma, especially in the coastal areas. That is why that has been our key ambition, to make easier for people in the coast to go to the sea. So we have elaborate financiers, both from the public sector and the private sector. The public sector is people like the members of parliament. They have their budgets called CDF. You can get, or they've set aside money for youth to go to the sea. And these are maybe would be at the low scale of the artisans. And then you have funds from the Youth Development Fund, which is a ministerial national body that offers Baharini loans. And then you have the HELP. The HELP is the funding from the national government through institutions or universities or recognized colleges that offer a course, but the HELP funds the studies. So this is a second step. The third step is the attachment. Once the person has got his money, has gone to study, he has to get attachment for their exposure. So you have an attachment section where you have internships and referrals and exposure. Then you have documentation. The documentations allows you to get to the ship. There are certain documents you need to have before you go to the ship. So during our first mentorship, we were able to pick out that you need to have a passport. So when you start your course, from day one, we'll tell you go and apply for your passport because it takes long. Then in the process, you need a police good conduct. And then towards getting to the ship, you have to do a medical certification, a medical test.
Yes.
Where that gives you a green okay. If you're okay health-wise, then you go and do an STCW, maritime safety course at either Bandari or TUM. Armed with those documents, then you go to the last stage, which is the recruitment. So that recruitment mostly is done online. They ask you for a certain document, you drop it. Certain document, then they interview you. Once you get that pass through, they will tell you where to catch the ship. It could be in Maldives, it could be in Dubai, it could be. So the recruiting agent will make that facilitation. So that was a general mentorship line out that Kicobe with the other stakeholders came together. So from there, we have now piloted that to be done in all the counties and all the constituencies.
In the coast region.
In the coast region, starting with Mombasa. Our story was picked up by the Twalib, honorable member of Jomvu. He did one mentorship. We went with them, and it was successful. When we did our mentorship, we got about 300 youths, which we have our data with, which we have not utilized.
Yeah.
When Badi Twalib came 2 weeks later, he got 600. He has his data. When Zamzam did hers at Tononoka, I'm sure he got more. I don't have the figures, but it would be more. So these three constituents, Vita tumefanya moja, Jomvu tumefanya nyingine, na ya Zamzam is for women rep. It's like the whole of Mombasa. So the numbers are big. But the other constituencies have yet to do it.
Yeah.
Bezimbe has shown interest. Machele has shown interest. Mohamed Ali not so much, but we'll catch up with him. And who else? Likoni, Shimboko.
Yes.
But I'm sure once they hear this, they'll come and make contacts.
Yes. So now you've done the mentorship programs in, let's say, 2 constituencies and Mombasa at a large. But so how do you do it? Or I might be someone who's at home, just a youth or a woman. I'm sure you might want to target these groups. So just as a youth or a woman back at home, how are you able to reach out to me to be able to join the mentorship program?
Okay, when we did our first one as a pilot, we used the online social media.
Okay.
And we passed it on from one to other, and that's why we got these people. But now we have our own newsletter that we can advertise there. And our newsletter is read wider. And then we also have the social media. We have a Twitter account, a Facebook account. So we use the social media, and we use people like you to reach out, and other radio stations more.
All right. So what is to be expected, when I join the mentorship program through Kobe, what do I expect as a youth or maybe as a woman or just someone who wants to be in the blue economy? Benta.
What is expected of you? Apart from what the chairman has just mentioned,
yes,
the paperwork, the procedure, and to the documentation, and then the recruitment part, we also expect women to try and embrace, because it's like something that is trending, that women don't like to go to the sea. Now, talking to the women specifically, there are reasons that probably hinder them from being in the sea.
Yes.
It is because of the condition of the ship and everything. So that at times makes them feel like the sea is not the place for them. But I'm here with my team here to tell them that the sea is definitely a place for us, because there are captains on board, there are seafarers on board who are doing marvelous jobs and are working even on ferries and everything. So there's no reason for a woman to think that they are not able to be on board. As a team, we are still doing a lot of advocacy, and we are trying to make it possible for women to feel comfortable, because I know other issues that may contribute to this is like a woman, when you go on board, you're pregnant, you're wondering, where will I go from here?
Yes.
So these are things that it is work in progress, because really the ship is, we have to understand how the place is. And there are things that we may not be able to accommodate at this moment. But as time goes, it's possible. For the youths, I would say that many youths are not aware. It's more because of awareness. That is why we are also here. Not many youths know that they have opportunities out there. There are so many people who work in different industries, in hotels and everywhere. And when they are laid out of job, they sit there waiting for what else do we do, and yet we have the opportunity on board different ships, rather the cruise ships and everything. So I think women and youths should be aware that we have really good opportunities, well-paying, and something that can advance them at a faster pace.
Well, maybe you would describe or expound more on which are these opportunities that they're going to get, especially now if a gender mentorship program, how are you going to, tailor me to getting to know which course or which course I should take, or should I get into hospitality? Should I get into ship and repair, maintenance, or how are you going to help me understand what I want to do or what I'd love to do?
Okay, basically, the ship has three kinds of people on board. We have the navigational team, that does marine engineering, nautical sciences, the pilot.
Yeah.
So if you're into sciences and you're a high-tech person, you can go to that course. But if you've done, say, you're not that, but you've done hospitality, you've worked in the hotels, you can work, because the ship cruise is actually a moving hotel. So anybody who's done hospitality in the hotels is able to join there. And then the artisans are the people maybe who didn't make it, standard 8 and Form 4 dropouts. They are taught hand skills to do refrigeration, air conditioning, carpentry, plumbing. So those are the things that are required in the ship also. You can't have your good food if there's no refrigeration system working. You can't have your food cooked if there's no power. So you have electrical guys who are supporting that service. So the artisans actually are the cornerstone of the whole ship, because they are the ones who make everything work. If you don't have electricity, you don't have internet, you can't work on your laptop. So he's the key man.
Yes.
The refrigeration in the ship is very hot. It has to have a cooling system. And the plumbers, the same. You can't sleep on a nice bed if you have your shower leaking and whatnot. So all those people are people key to the. So once you come in, tunakupima ile kiwango chako cha elimu. Uko chini, basi tutakwambia wewe kajifundishe kazi za mkono. Kwa kidogo high tech, ni mtu mnafanya ma chemistry na ma biology na ma geography, uko mzuri and you feel like you want to be an engineer, then we tell you to go to the marine courses. Wale katikati ni hospitality, ni easy. You've gone to Italy, you've done a certificate or diploma or degree, then you are able to go on board as a hospitality
person.
Yes.
Wow, great. And I believe you've been able to incorporate people to help you through this mentorship program. Maybe you just let us know, who are you working with? Of course, apart from the leaders, the MPs, who else are you working with to make sure that you bring out a fully equipped mentorship program?
We are basically partnering with Line Ministry, the Ministry of Blue Economy. And then we are partnering with parastatals like KPA, Kenya Maritime, LAPSET, and Tourism Ministry.
Yes.
So all those are equal partners that understand what we are aiming at. And over and above that, we have now the academic institutions. We've partnered with TUM, we've partnered with Bandari Maritime, we've partnered with ICRA. And as we go along, we'll partner with others. Those are the academicians. Then we're also going to partner with the banks. We'll partner with, say, KCB. So wherever we are going, we have a KCB or an NCBA or an Equity Bank person to work with us. And then we have the recruiting. We are also planning to have our own recruiting agency, so to make that thing smooth. Paka mwisho tunawasaidia. So Kicobe will also have a recruiting agency.
Okay.
Well, now they're only about 14. Maybe they could not be enough. So if we expand our seafarers intake, we'll need people to assist them in there. So we're also having a plan to have a recruiting
agency.
Yes.
All right, we're going for a very short break. When we come back, we're even going to talk with the academicians themselves to understand how they come in the whole mentorship program, or in the whole blue economy sector. We're still going on with the conversation that was started earlier on by Kicobe. Now we have the experts or the academicians in studio with me. Maybe we can start from my left. Maybe say your name and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Oscar Ndegwa. I'm a vocational trainer with one of our vocational schools in Mombasa. Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
All right. And to my center?
Good morning. My name is Joseph Masibo. I come from Mombasa Aviation Training Institute. Basically, what I do there is I work at the registry as registrar, charge of admissions and admissions counseling. And today I came to talk about our programs, the courses that we offer. And I appreciate you for this invitation.
Thank you. And you? All right.
I'm Captain Ben O'Kerry. Navigator by training. That's nautical science. Having worked as a cadet and then rising all the way to the captainship. And I'm also a motivational speaker. And I'm a trainer at the Bandari Maritime Academy.
Great. Maybe we can start with you, Mr. Ndegwa. What are some of the courses offered in the vocational centers which are very important or in the blue economy, especially at the sea? Which are some of these courses that are, when you do them, you're assured, even if you don't get a job on land, in the sea, you are assured that you can get something?
Well, when we talk about vocational training, we are basically talking about skills that enable a trainee to work in various places. I will basically touch on about 3 or 4, which I think they are very important to someone who is going to work in the sea or is going to work in the ship. We're talking about electrical wiring. We're talking about plumbing. We are talking about refrigeration and air conditioning. And we are also talking about something like gas welding, which is very important. Now, the thing about these skills is that right now, if you look around the world, we are talking about courses like seafaring, which is a very important course to those who are working in the ships. We are told that there is a big shortage right now of seafarers. Now, when you talk about seafarers, we are talking about basically mafundi ambao wanafanya kazi ndani ya meli. Na hawa mafundi wanahitajika kuwa na ujuzi fulani. Na huo ujuzi ndio tunazungumzia sasa, ambapo ni ujuzi wa stima, ujuzi wa kutengeneza refrigeration systems, ujuzi wa maji, plumbing, uko na ujuzi wa mambo na welding. Na tukiangalia hasa kile ambacho kinahitajika, kwa nini tunahitaji huu ujuzi? Ni kwa sababu ya yale mambo ambayo yanafanyika katika meli. Katika meli kuna vitu ambavyo vitahitaji kitu kinaitwa maintenance. Na kwa sababu ya hiyo maintenance ndio inatofanya tuwe na hawa watu. Na kitu ninachosema kuhusu vocational training vile inavyofanyika wakati huu, hasa katika huu muundo mpya wa CBC, inaruhusu mtu yoyote ambaye yuko katika nchi yetu kuweza kuwa na nafasi ya kusoma haya masomo. Labda utaniambia kwamba uko una nafasi ya kwenda university, una nafasi ya kwenda intermediate courses, colleges ambazo tuko nazo, bado uko na nafasi ya kufanya hizi courses. Hasa nikizungumzia wale watu ambao labda ulifika maybe kidato cha 8 ukakosa kuendelea, labda hata ulifika darasa la 5 ukaya kwamba kulikuwa na changamoto ya kuendelea, labda umefika kidato cha 4 ukamaliza, labda wazazi hawana nafasi ya kupeleka katika chuo kikuu, kuna nafasi yako ya kufanya hizi skills. Another advantage ya hizi skills ni kwamba zinakusaidia wewe kufanya kazi tu sio kwa meli. Labda unaweza fanya kazi katika sehemu zingine, manake huu ni ujuzi ambao unaweza tumika katika kila sehemu. Iwe ni hotelini, iwe ni katika industry zetu, bado zinatumika. Kwa nini tunahitaji huu ujuzi katika meli? Taking into consideration kile kinafanyika katika meli. kuna watu pale ambao kuna vifaa viko kule ndani kama za refrigeration systems ambazo zinatumika kule ndani. Zile vifaa vinahitaji mafundi ambao watahakikisha kwamba zinafanya kazi kwa njia inayofaa. Kuna mambo na mifereji na maji. Kuna mwenzangu hapa anatuzungumzia mambo ya catering. Hiyo ni kumaanisha kwamba kuna jiko. Katika jiko kuna vitu ambavyo vinahitaji maintenance. Kuna friji pale ndani. Kuna vitu ambavyo vinatumika pale ambavyo ni vya stima, zinahitaji fundi wa stima aweze kufanya nini? Kuzirekebisha. Kwa hivyo ni kosi ambao inaweza itahitajika ili kuweze kuwa na good facilitation and good operations katika meli. Kwa hivyo hiyo ndio tunaoangazia, na tunataka tuambie wasikizaji kwamba these are things that can be done by anybody. Nobody should despise himself or see himself in a state that he cannot do. These are things that can be done by anybody. Yes.
And the most important thing is when you say that, at a class 4 or 5,
yes,
you have a chance in the vocational training centers to actually get these skills. And it does not end there. You might find yourself working with a ship, and you will be sent to Maldives or Dubai, one of these places.
Yeah.
And so despising yourself is not the best thing to do for you. And I love that. But maybe you can just name the courses that are really important, especially in the vocational training centers, or which ones align to the blue economy or the shipping sector at large.
First, I would say they all correlate. For instance, I have talked about 4 major courses that are very important when you talk about seafaring, or when you talk about maintenance of whatever is happening around there inside there. Now, an electrician is somebody that will need there inside. Basically, because there is a lot of work there are a lot of machines around there, and there is also a lot of, you see, even when you talk about domestic wiring, some people they talk about we are teaching domestic wiring, and they feel that maybe that is all about the person who is doing electrical wiring. But now inside the ship, they will still find that we need those skills. There are kuna mataa kama haya ambayo inahitaji kuangaliwa. Kuna mitambo ambao ama kuna some appliances ambazo zitahitaji kuangaliwa mambo na stima. Kwa hivyo tunahitaji hiyo skill ya wireman ambayo inafanywa. Ya pili, kuna vitu vingi ambavyo vinahitaji kuna fridges, freezers ambazo zimeweka chakula katika hiyo kitchen. Zinahitaji kuwa maintained. Na hasa ndio tunahitaji huyo fundi ambaye ni wa refrigeration and air conditioning. Kuna mambo na maji, mifereji ya maji itahitaji maintenance pale ndani. Kwa hivyo tunahitaji course inaitwa plumbing. Kuna vitu ambavyo vitahitaji mambo na kuchomwa hapa na pale, kutumia gas welding. Kwa hivyo tunahitaji also ujuzi wa gas welding ambao ni muhimu sana kuwa nao. Kwa hivyo hizi courses 4 ni muhimu sana kwa mtu ambaye atakuwa fundi hasa katika ndani ya meli. That is electrical wireman. Kuna mtu ambaye anaitwa plumber, kuna mtu ambaye anaitwa refrigeration technician, na kuna mtu ambaye anaitwa gas welder. Hizo ni courses ambazo ni muhimu sana. You need to have them for you to be able to be competent enough kuweza kufanya kazi pale melini.
All right. Yes. Great. Moving on, I know part of one thing that really puts this country on the map is maybe tourism, hospitality and all. And just give us a wide or expound on how hospitality is important in the seafaring area or sector, and especially when it comes to maybe even the cruise ships, because these are things that people are just going in and maybe to tourism, for tourism purposes, but also nimesikia watu wanapikanga kwa ship. Nimesikia watu wanapikanga enyewe. You cannot go on an errand for many days and not eat, so you need someone to cook for you, and you need someone to maybe make your bed. So help us understand how these courses, and which are some of these courses that are very important in the seafaring sector.
Thank you Diane. At Mombasa Aviation Training Institute tuna kosi nyingi tu sana. Kama kuna business management, human resource, kuna mpaka kuna aeronautical engineering, wale ambao wanataka kutengeneza ndege. Lakini siku ya leo nitazungumzia hospitality. Kwa sababu these are the courses that are relevant to the blue economy. Zile courses ambazo utafanya na upate ajira katika hii sector. Kuna this catering and accommodation tunayo, ni one of the courses ambayo tunayo. kuna mambo ya front office, kwa sababu right now there's a very large demand for manpower kwa hizi cruise ships. Manake kuna kila mara tunasikia wanahitaji watu wengi sana tu. Alafu then they have specific requirements. Na some of these specific requirements ni kuwa kama unaweza kuwa mpishi, unaweza kupika, kama unaweza kufanya hii mambo ya housekeeping, kwa sababu unajua cruise ship ni kubwa, na kuna vyumba vingi tu, watu wanaishi huko baharini kwa muda mrefu. Sasa watahitaji watu ambao wanafanya hiyo kazi ya housekeeping. Kuna watu wanachagua kufanya hiyo, na kuna mambo tunafunza na mambo ya laundry pia kwa hiyo hospitality course. Kuna mambo ya laundry, unajua kule baharini kuna vyumba vingi, kuna mahitaji ya usafi, kusafisha vyumba na kama ni mavazi na kadhalika. So these are some of the courses that are very relevant to this. Na kama ni front office, kwa sababu kuna ni kama kupokea wageni, kuzungumza na wageni, pale kuna hii ni ya muhimu sana, ya kwa sababu ni sekta ambayo imekuwa sana kwa sasa. Na kunapokuwa na mahitaji ama demand ya manpower, they will require that you have training. Manake kule hawana nafasi ya kutrain. Sasa wanataka wakati unatuma application yako, wanataka uonyeshe evidence ya kwamba umefanya training yako. That's why it's important to get training, and we come in at that level, and we offer training for those people who are, and it doesn't mean that una train to kufanya hapo kama cruise ship na kadhalika. All these hotels here, they require manpower. Na mtu kama amefanya course ya hospitality, there are so many opportunities ambayo mtu anaweza pata kazi. Kwa sasa tuko na level start ya training kwa hiyo department. Kuna level ya chini kabisa ni artisan. Lakini sasa hii kuna mtihani ambao wanafanya, nahitaji kama amefika labda darasa la 8, na kwa sababu moja ama nyingine hakuweza kuendelea vile ndugu yangu amesema, lakini serikali kuu kupitia kwa Ministry of Education wametoa nafasi kwa wanafunzi kujiendeleza. Wanasema hata ingawa labda hukuendelea, lakini bado una nafasi. Huyo mtu anaweza fanya hiyo artisan course ya mwaka moja, baadaye akaenda akafanya certificate, akafanya diploma, na atakafanya degree. Sasa na serikali imetoa nafasi kwa kila mtu kujiendeleza. Lakini kwa sababu ya mtihani ambao watafanya, wanafanya NEC exam. Sasa hiyo level ambayo inahitajika ni umefika standard 8. Sasa mtu ambaye alifika standard 8 akafanya mtihani akapita, lakini hakuendelea, asife moyo, kwa sababu kuna nafasi, unaweza kujiendeleza. Hapo huwa wanakuja wanafanya artisan course in food and beverage. Sasa akimaliza hapo ataingia kufanya certificate, alafu na diploma. Na sasa watu watapata nafasi. Sababu kazi ziko nyingi, whether hapa kwa cruise ship ama mahali popote huko nje.
Great. Let's move on to the most technical side of the ship, and which is very key, where we bring in our expert from Bandari Maritime Academy. How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
You're fine. Please come closer to the mic so that we can hear you clearly, and just help us understand which are some of these courses that help us in navigating in the ship and how important they are to the ship. I believe they are very key. And please take us through some of these courses so that we may understand. If we are coming in to the blue economy, what do we have on board?
Thank you very much. This morning, I want to say that Bandari Maritime Academy is this college which has been chosen as a Maritime Center of Excellence, whereby we are offering several courses. We are offering artisan courses, as an seafarers course. Then we also offer aircraft nautical science. We also offer craft in marine engineering. We also offer a diploma in nautical science. We also offer a diploma in marine engineering. Also, we offer a craft certificate on maritime transport and logistics. We also have shipping, foundation diploma in shipping. We also do forklift and also terminal tractors courses. We also have a top loader. We also have coxswain course, that is grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. And we also have STCW, basic certificate courses, and those are the courses which are important for any basic person to be able to be allowed to work on board the ship. And that's internationally recognized like that. Then we also have STCW training for fishermen, because we have fishing boats around, so that we can be able to make use of the seafarers whom we have around for swimming. Then we also have marine electrical courses, and also we have tanker familiarization. Arts and seafarers is what I can say a course whereby at the entry level is class 7 or class 8, or D minus, whereby this is the course that can enable somebody to start from scratch and without going to secondary and do a degree. Yeah, that's the beauty in that. However, it's a long journey and it requires a lot of persevering so that you can reach at that particular goal. As my predecessors have said, is that once they have trained, they cannot go on board the ship until they train at Bandari Maritime Academy or another college which can give over basic certificate training, whereby it consists of elementary first aid, fire prevention and firefighting, also survival, personal survival techniques, maybe in case the ship is sinking. Then we also have PSSR, which is personal safety and social responsibility, so that you can be able to work on board the ship with the others as a team. And also we have security awareness, so that if you are working on the ship because of other maritime threats, you can be able to note that maybe a boat passing around with bad intentions, maybe somebody passing around, so I can report the matter. Yes.
So which is so when I go to a vocational training institution or go to Mombasa Aviation for my hospitality course, I still have to go through this course so that I can I can be a seafarer.
That is correct, because we are under TVET, and they cannot go to sea unless they have the basic minimum training for seafarers. That is, it consists of what I've already said. Yes.
So what are some of the requirements? So before you even start going, or as you want to do that course, which requirements are needed?
Yeah, okay. The requirements which are needed there is anybody who has finished class 8, and then from there you must also do a medical fitness test, whereby we have Kenya Maritime Authority has actually recognized a few doctors who are actually allowed to do the same. You cannot go to any doctor and do the same.
Okay. Yeah. That is why is there a certain number of doctors?
Because if it could be left open, then these doctors actually having been chosen, they have been taken to some training.
Oh, they've also been trained.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They have been trained on the requirements for specific tests that they're supposed to do.
All right. Mbwana,
Yes.
we were talking about the mentorship program earlier on, and the academicians have come in and told us what are some of these courses and how important they are, especially in the seafaring or in the blue economy. Now, when we go through these programs, what next after that? Is there a follow-up or what happens next?
We realized after our first mentorship, together with the other ones that were done in Jomvu and Zamzam and everybody else, there was no follow-up. So Farouk and I muted an idea of having a career guidance that will now take this mentorship to our second phase, whereby the same mentorship students will now be called upon to visit our center. The Mombasa one is at the office of the Senator. FAC is area above that. So we've set up a Mombasa one as a pilot. So in future, we'll have all these counties have their own satellite centers manned by Kicobe. So what will we be doing there? We'll receive the same career students of the three areas.
The same ones that you mentored.
Yes, yes. Then they will come here. Kuna wengine wamefanya standard 8 ndio waanza, kuna wengine washafanya kozi kidogo hawajui wanaenda wapi.
Yes.
So Madam Benta will tell you all about that. Then after that there is a funding guidance. Mama anakuja hana pesa, alianzisha kidogo tu mtoto akasoma lakini ameshindwa huko mbele. Bwana Farouk atamweleza processes za funding ambazo ziko. We'll have desks up in our offices, 4 desks or rather 5 I think. The first one is on the career. The second one is the funding, where to get funding. There's public funding in the private sector. And then the third, you come to me. I'm a hotelier, so I can attach you in the hotels. People want attachment to go and do housekeeping, to do front office, barman, you know, kwenye technical maintenance department. So people will come there, washasoma mara kwanza, wanataka attachment, so we'll assist them. It could be a one-off, it could be a follow-up. Tunawapeleka mara kwanza, wanakwenda attachment, wanaregea tena, wanataka tena exposure, we'll assist them. How are we going to assist them? Will be guided by maybe a ministerial letter that allows us to seek assistance in the hotels, in the migration, at Huduma Center, police good conduct. So these guidances are the ones that we're lacking. Once the mentorship is done with the politicians, it's just a Photoshop and everybody's there and then it's gone. So we said, no, we go one step further. We offer this guidance at a subsidized fee. Pay 5,000, we walk you through.
And the big question is, okay, you have the centers, and when I come, are we talking about a process where I come in maybe day in, day out, or to get help from you, or how are you going to go about it? Maybe, yes, there's that fee. What determines the fee?
Okay,
And
the fee is offered as a one-off, but it will offer those processes. At any one time you have a problem with your funding, you'll go to the funding desk. They will guide you. You have anything to do with attachment, you will come to us, we'll attach you. You went to that hotel, you didn't like it, you come back and say, no, I want South Coast because I've moved houses. We'll get you there. So that 5,000 small fee will take you through all these steps.
It's more of a subscription. You
yes,
subscribe to
yes, you become a member of that guides you at less pressure than if you are alone. You won't walk alone.
Okay. So, you know, when we talk about a subscription, then it has a start and an end. Okay, so at what point will my subscription expire, and will I need to renew?
No,
or
it will end when you get to the ship.
Okay.
Yes, it's a process. Yes.
Now I understand. But after I get to the ship, you know, because now it's like you guys have been home to me, who has come to you from the word go till I get to the ship. If I'd want more help when I'm already in the ship, how would you come in as Kobe?
We also partner with people called ITF. ITF is an institution that looks after people in the sea. If you have a problem there, they have an internet link. You complain, they take care of it. So if you have a problem with your captain, if you have a problem that you're sick, you want immediate emergency, they'll follow up. There's that maritime schedule that they do that. See, we just guide you to get to the ship.
And then from there you've partnered with
ITF and other bodies. Okay, there's Kenya Maritime Authority that does many other things. So this guidance here is an answer to that mentorship. What next? So this is a starting. It's not the end.
Yes.
So maybe something else would come up.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll offer that guidance in Mombasa County at the office of Mombasa Senator above. Tutakuwa na hapo mahali. Hapo kuna hao watu watakutana na kina Benta, Kuna watu wa pesa utakutana na Faruk. Kuna watu wa attachment utapatana na mimi. Na kuna msichana mwingine akuja ndio ni mtu wa recruitment.
Okay. Yes. Farouk is going to tackle funding.
Yes.
So how is that? Take us through what you'll be doing, Farouk, in the center.
Funding, basically, what we are going to do, which to a certain extent we have done, we are going to work very closely with the banks. For example, KCB, Equity, and any other financial institution that would be required to assist us.
Yes.
There's funds in the national government, there's funds in the county government, there's funds in the CDF, and above all, we are going to do our best to have our own resources, from mentorship, from consultancy, so that we also raise the revenue as our own effort. And then we are going to ask for more from this institution, as it is like a HELB, Higher Education Loan Board, because ICRA, they've already been put there. So we are also hoping to go that route, so that these people, they get funding like the way they are giving to the university students.
All right.
Yeah.
So if I may get you, your docket is helping the person in question navigate through. If they need to do a course, you come in for them through the funding. If they need money to do the exam, the mandatory exam, you come in for them. That is what your docket entails. All right. And for Banta, what is your docket all about in this center after the mentorship? What are you going to help me as the youth or woman who comes to you?
First of all, I think it's important that we mention that we are opening the doors for everyone. When we mean everyone, we are not limiting people to their education standards. We're not looking at someone who is a graduate only. We're not looking at someone who has done their KCSE. But we are looking even at people who've dropped out of school.
Yes.
Class 8 dropouts or whatever. These are people who we can guide. That is what we are all about, giving guidance. But guide them to get to, like ICRA, for example, there's an artisan college where they can do their studies. And then in a slow but sure way, they are making themselves available for these chances. Now then, we can then process the same. When we have class 8 dropouts for people who have not been able to proceed, all these people can be guided towards a career way.
Yes.
So that they can be able to market their ability to get employment. And then we're also looking at people who are probably mariners, people who are studying already, who are into marine career, and then the hoteliers. All these people, in one way or the other, the only thing that is left, this is someone who has done their career already, they're certified,
Yes.
they're ready to start on their journey towards getting employment. So these are people who will just guide towards what else do you need, the documentations that you need. And, when you go to the sea, there are some certifications that are also still needed, apart from just your certificate from school. Yeah. You have to be, we have the STC, yes. Yeah. All these courses need to be done. And that is when we now just try and proceed towards taking you towards that direction. And it's not just for those people who already have, who are studying and everything. It will come a point because as we had been told by the chairman, we are looking to also recruit people. So there's someone who will come on board who already has everything and probably has been to the sea and
Yes.
they need to go back and their paperwork is not in order. Still we'll be able to help these people. So that is why I'm trying to say that it is open for everyone. It's not limiting us to only people who are educated or it's all inclusive. What we are trying to do is give us a chance to get employment out there.
All right, it is already 10 a.m. We're going to jump to 10 a.m. Then we come back and finalize. I'm going to get 5 minutes. Isn't Zakuiba? But nitaiba 5 minutes.
Tutasema Kiswahili sasa. Vile umeiba.
Still 5 minutes so that we can finalize on this.
It's 10 a.m. on the Breakfast Vibe. This is the Breakfast Vibe on Blue Radio. Playing you the best of East Africa urban music. This is Blue Radio. To advertise with us, write to us through info.blueradio@gmail.com or info@gelitixmedia.co.ke or call 0708 890 404. Visit our website www.gelitixmedia.co.ke or our radio website blueradio.co.ke. You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
Yeah, it is already 1 minute past 10 a.m. Let's finalize on this now. There are so many things that Kicobe can do for you, especially in the whole blue economy sector. That is why they are Kicobe, cost blue economy. Right now, from mentorship to career center, career agency, guidance center. Now, how do you bring in technology in the whole process?
Okay, basically the recruitment exercise is all IT based. The shippers or people who want to employ you could be in Greece or Germany.
Yes.
So we will enable you to be internet enabled. You come, we'll have a computer center where you'll be able to practice and go online. Sometimes people don't know how to go. So we'll have a recruitment agent who will show you how to work on that. And that same recruitment agent will be looking at the ships that want to employ people. So we have a cyber cafe that will do that. So that is our end game for the recruitment. Once we get the license, we'll be able to have that recruitment.
Okay, will that center, the IT side of it, will it be still in your center? So it's
part of that 5,000.
Oh, so
it's
if I pay the 5,000, I have every access to anything that is under Kicobe.
Yes, under
All
Kicobe.
right, that is great.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.